Are Nintendo niggas broke? Well, we know the average Minish Cap Mafia member, Luigi's Mansion loser is... I love Luigi's Mansion, by the way. I'm just joking. I'm being facetious. We know the average Nintendo fan is not broke because you guys hopped online and said you weren't going to buy the Switch 2, and then the Switch 2 became the fastest selling new console in the first week in video game history with 3.5 million units moved in the first week alone. So we know the average Minish Cap Mafia member is not, in fact, broke. But that doesn't change the fact that some Switch niggas are like PS4 niggas. According to this article, a man was accused of stealing $10,000 worth of Switch games from the library. Now, if you would have stole these games from the back of a fucking truck that was going to GameStop, I wouldn't have give a fuck, because fuck them. But from a library, nigga, a public service, a service you and I, the taxpayer, puts our money towards so people can go and educate themselves or have access to different assets to help them further themselves along in life? Not cool. According to the article, a man has been arrested after the police say he stole more than $10,000 worth of Nintendo Switch games from multiple public libraries in Northern California. The Marin County Sheriff's Office posted on Facebook that it arrested a 45-year-old Oakland man, Jamal Reed Abufumi, on June 17th, alleging he was connected to a string of at least several different burglaries in that county's libraries. Police say the man stole around $10,000 worth of Switch video games between April and June 2025 from various area library branches. According to police, he faces 12 felony charges, which includes multiple counts of burglary and committing a felony while out on bail. Our libraries are pillars of the community and must be safeguarded for everyone to enjoy, the sheriff's department wrote on a post. The several libraries that had Switch games stolen were not named, but the Marin County Free Library lists close to 200 Switch games available to borrow, also unknown. That's actually really cool that you can borrow games from the library. I just recently found out about that like a month ago. Y'all, if y'all got them, that stuff at y'all local library, take advantage of it, support it, because we should be keeping libraries alive. Like, from my understanding, you can get video games, manga, comic books, like omnibuses and shit like that. You can get a lot of, and the computer, you can get a lot of really cool stuff at the library. I also just recently found out, at least out here, in LA libraries, you can also use 3D printers, and you can schedule time to use cameras to like take headshots and stuff like that. I was like, yo, that's pretty fucking cool. I wish I had that stuff when I was a kid. So it's unfortunate to see people out here stealing from fucking libraries. These are supposed to be sanctuaries where people study and become better people. Bay Area doing the most things. Now, I seen some of y'all say Jamal. That doesn't mean Jamal's black, guys, okay? Because recently I just found out that the head of the Federal Reserve.
Get off my man's Sonic stick!
The head of the Federal Reserve, his name is Jerome Powell, and I knew that. But I never seen a picture of Jerome Powell to this morning. I just found out that he is white. Would you have known that? Jerome Powell. This is the head of the Federal Reserve. His name is Jerome Powell. I thought he was black. Like, I just assumed he was black. And then also when I worked at G4, there was a dude who used to work the cameras. His name was Trey. True story. I remember I said to him, I said, no funny shit. Don't take this the wrong way. He was like, what's up? I said, you the first white person I ever met. I know a lot of Treys. You the first white person I ever met named Trey. And he just started laughing. I was like, that shit is funny to me. I was like, it's cool. And he was like, really? He was like, it's a pretty common name. I think he said it was like Irish or something. I don't know. But shout out to White, Trey, and Jerome. So we don't know. We don't know. I seen some of y'all trying to do that in the chat. Don't do that. This is just a bad person. Race does not matter. We don't know. Don't assume nothing. What I will say is, I think it's safe to assume Jamal isn't the brightest bulb, because why did you go to the library and steal a bunch of Switch games? Right now in 2025, they're really not worth much. The Switch 2, that would be worth a lot, but Switch games, not right now. Maybe 10, 15, 20 years from now, when it's considered retro and people are retro collecting and getting nostalgic about the Switch. But right now, I would argue the market for Switch games is down because the Switch 2 came out. So if you wanted to steal $10,000 worth of Switch games, you should have did that last year. What the fuck is you on, bro? But yeah, Minish Cap Mafia, you guys need to get it together. I don't know what's going on with the Nintendo fan base. I have another Nintendo story for you guys. But I think I actually put that in the other batch of articles. Another UK friendly stream type shit. If so, do it to GameStop, not the library. That's what I'm saying. The library for the people, GameStop not. Fuck them, bruh. Other articles I got for you. What up, Ab? I wonder if they were donated or bought by the library. If they were bought by the library, that's your and I's money because that's taxpayer shit. That's like, bro, what you doing, bro? You hurting the people. But yeah, if you didn't know, look into your local library, especially if you want to get into more games. Apparently, you could borrow games, movies, comic books now, manga. Unfortunate news. News is coming out that Microsoft plans to do major job cuts at the Xbox gaming division. Better not be the blacks at Xbox. Microsoft Corp will conduct another round of major layoffs in the Xbox division next week as part of the company-wide reorganization. Managers within Xbox are expecting substantial cuts across the entire group, according to people familiar with the plans who asked not to be identified discussing non-public information. The company declined to comment, which means that some people within Microsoft are pissed, and that's why they're leaking this info anonymously to the public before it happens. This will be the fourth big layoff at Xbox in the past 18 months, following 3 major cuts last year and the closure of several subsidiaries. Xbox, which produces video game hardware and software, has been under pressure from Microsoft executives to boost profit margins since purchasing Activision Blizzard for $69 billion in a deal that closed in 2023. And to that I say, nobody told you to pay $69 billion for fucking Activision. Also, I say this is unfortunate because you never want to see people lose their jobs, and Microsoft is doing fine. What this sounds like is corporate greed to me. They just are not making it's like I said, it's not the lack of profits. They want to boost profit margins. So that 5% that they're making, they want that to be 15, 20%. It's fucking greed and it's annoying, dude. Xbox has been putting out a lot of quality games. Game Pass subscriptions are up because of it. And once again, they're laying off people while we're winning. And this is why I keep trying to tell people, gaming in itself is not dead. The biggest issue in gaming is corporate greed. Your beef is with capitalism, not creativity. Because I mean, if we pull it up, let's see, Microsoft stocks. Nigga, today they're up 5%. In the last 5 days, they've been up 3%. In the last month, they've been up 6%. In the last 6 months, they've been up 11%. The last year, almost 20%. So when you read these articles, and this is why context matters, because I feel like some content creators, they're going to read that article and they're going to be like, see, this is why PlayStation better. No, this has nothing to do with them not being able to move units. It's just they're not earning enough for them, basically. It's fucking bullshit, dude. It's just corporate. It's like, how much more money can you, we need our stocks to be 1,000 a share like fucking Amazon. It's fucking annoying, dude. Unfortunate, man. Unfucking fortunate. So don't be surprised. It's just a rumor right now, but don't be surprised if this news comes out that more people are getting laid off. And for what? People are losing their jobs. Why? Because they paid almost $70 billion to own Call of Duty. Me personally,
I'm thankful for your super chat, but this won't be enough.
Yo, shout out to Prince Screen
of the electric BBC
with the super chat.
Troll Black Mask with
me personally. If I could have consulted Microsoft before purchasing Activision Blizzard, I would have tried to tell them to negotiate for a cheaper deal. Because I mean, really, what's really the true value of Call of Duty? Like, how many more bangers do they have in them, right? And then other Activision properties, they own a lot of IPs, but a lot of them are dormant. I mean, outside of that, what they got? Tony Hawk with the remaster, Crash, which comes out every once in a while. They do have games like
Hi, I'm Commander Shepard.
What's the open world game where the dude has the blade of the demon? What's that shit called? The second one had the black guy. They have that game too. Yo, shout out to Afro with the sub. Gluttony is what it is. What's that shit? Oh my fucking god, I don't even know what to fucking call it shit. Do you really think casuals are gonna stop? Prototype, yeah, they own Prototype. They don't even tap into the IPs. So like one could assume they mainly bought Activision for Call of Duty. You guys paid too much for it. And now now people are losing their jobs for that. But let me get back to the super chat. Unrelated, but should Rockstar with GTA 6 wait to drop another year for the PlayStation 6 or next gen come out? Should they? I would argue probably yeah. Well, no. Because they're saying PlayStation 6 best case scenario 2027, but most likely 2028. I think that'll be too far. I'd argue this is the perfect scenario for Rockstar. From a business standpoint, not a consumer. From a business standpoint, this is the perfect place to be. We're in the middle of the cycle, inching towards the end. So if they release it next year, and then 2 years later, the PlayStation 6 comes out, guess what's coming out? The remaster for Grand Theft Auto 6. Then they're gonna triple dip on that bitch, bro. They're gonna double up. So nah, it's perfect for them, not for us. And guess what? You niggas gonna buy it. I appreciate your super chat, big dog. Let's see here. What else we got for you? Other Xbox news. It turns out Xbox's MetaQuest 3S VR headset is real, and it's out as of today, June 24th, 2025, but it's extremely limited in its how many are available. The special VR headset's available today for $400 in extremely limited quantities from Meta.com, Best Buy, Argos, and EE, according to Microsoft. Once they're gone, they're gone. Not them trying to do the artificial scarcity method. The bundle includes a custom 128GB MetaQuest 3S, an Xbox Carbon Black and Velocity Green matching Touch Plus controllers, a limited edition Xbox wireless controller, and Elite Strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, and 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass. With cloud gaming and the launch of MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition bundle, there have never been more ways to play with Xbox, said Microsoft's gaming partnership VP. We're proud of what we built together with Meta, and we can't wait for you to dive. What did you build? This ain't nothing but a fucking MetaQuest with an Xbox branding on it, and you get 3 months of Game Pass. I guess. If you were in the market for it, this probably would be the best value. If you're going to already pay $400 for this VR headset, you might as well get the new Xbox one, because at least you get Game Pass with it, right? And you get multiple controllers. But I mean, it's nothing special, bro. It's nothing special. Jordan Poole's off the Wizards. Did that really happen? He got traded for real? Hold up. Thank God. Literally 2 minutes ago. God damn. Former Blazers star CJ McCollum traded. Oh my God. We should have kept Jordan Poole, nigga. What the fuck? It's hard being a fucking Wizards fan, bruh. You traded a halfway stud for a nigga that don't play. This is crazy, bruh. This is why you just gotta laugh at the play. This is worse. This is fucking worse. At least Jordan Poole might give you 35 off inefficient shooting, so it's something to watch. CJ McCollum ain't even fucking playing. This is a stupid, and then you can't even make the argument, oh, we got him so we can trade him and then maybe get some assets, some draft assets. You would have got more draft assets if you would have fucking traded Jordan Poole for that shit. Because Jordan Poole can help a contender as maybe like the third option. This was a stupid fucking trade. Let me run the front office, DC. Let me run the front office. I'm gonna blame, you know what it is, chat? I'm gonna make a prediction. Due to the current stress the current administration is causing Americans and people across the world with what's going on in the Middle East, cutting Medicaid, cutting veteran benefits, erasing civil rights, erasing Black history as a whole, just a lot of bullshit going on in the country. Due to the stress that the mango is causing a lot of people, and I would especially imagine it's affecting people in DC, I'm gonna blame this shitty trade on the mango. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I think the stress that Trump is causing Americans has got the front office of the Wizards not thinking straight, and this is why they did this dumbass trade. Oh boy. Oh boy. In other news, Marvel Token Fighting Souls developer Arc System Works has its own direct coming soon. Arc System Works will host a showcase on Friday, June 26th at 9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST, the company revealed. As one of the headlining attractions, the live stream event will reveal a new unnamed project from Guilty Gear creator I don't know how to say his name. So what else can you expect from the showcase? The company will share new info about Arc System Works titles, including completely new titles that the company's working on. Will Guilty Gear Strive gearing up for arrival of Lucy from Netflix's Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime as the final season DLC? Oh, that's pretty cool. For a DLC character, and Marvel Token Fighting Souls recently being announced. There could also be a lot of goodies revealed at the showcase for fighting game fanatics revolving around the two titles. Because this is late in the day, I'm not streaming this. I'll probably talk about it on Monday. Because it's kind of late in the day. Unless maybe I start maybe I'll go to the gym in the morning. I don't know. I don't know if I really care about this direct that much. Just know it'll be some cool info. So know that's coming. It'll be a lot of info on Friday. That'll be cool. Looking forward to that. Same day as the Capcom event. What's Capcom showing off? Other news. This one was interesting. Stellar Blade's director admits that the narrative was lacking, but wants to make it up for the sequel. They said they were too focused on the titties and the ass. Stellar Blade's director Kim Hyung Tae has admitted that the game was a little lacking in the story department. I'd say more than little. That shit didn't make any sense, nigga. Citing costs and a lack of development in Korea who are familiar with more narrative-driven games. In a machine-translated interview, did this nigga just say they don't have any writers in Korea? What? just say you weren't focused on it. I don't believe that. This nigga said Korea doesn't have any quality authors. I don't believe that. In a machine-translated interview with This Is Game, Kim admitted that crafting the story proved to be pretty challenging for Shift Up. Also, in this internet edge, you could have hired somebody online to help you with the story. The core gameplay system was completely relative early on, but the thing that held us back that most was the cutscenes, he said, agreeing that the narrative was lacking. So they made the game first and then just put some cutscenes together. And yeah, Korean dramas. I don't want to hear that shit. In an action game with a narrative, cutscenes play a very important role in storytelling. It's hard to tell all the narrative through action alone. So you have to take the story through cutscenes. And initially we had a lot of setup and a lot of things we wanted to do. Yeah, Squid Games. Sounds like a crock of shit to me. Just say, hey, we fucked up on that. We failed. I think if Stellar Blade hires a good writer, because Stellar Blade was a good game. To me, it was like a solid 8. It was a fun game. If Stellar Blade hires a quality writer to make a good story, improve the parkour, like the wall running and the jumping wasn't the best, and then clean up some of the animations a little bit. Some of it was a little bit of stiff. I think it could be a game of the year contender. Like this was a good first outing for those who didn't play the game. Like the sex appeal was like the main talk about the game, but it was a good game. Said, nah, let the Gooners cook. Nah. Didn't Watt say the writer for Expedition 33 was a fictional advisor at first? I don't remember. Luckily, they fixed the pairing for the PC version. Wait, how did they improve it?
Is as loyal to you.
The ending was kind of ass though. The ending, dude. I couldn't tell you nothing about this story. I didn't know what this game was about. I was just enjoying the boss fights. I didn't know what the fuck this game was about. Other news, Charlie Cox has no clue his Claire Obscure Expedition 33 role would be so huge. By any measure, Expedition 33 is a resounding success. It sold 3.3 million copies in 33 days because, of course, it is a front runner to be awarded Game of the Year, but one person isn't playing it. And that's Charlie Cox, the voice behind the Expedition Gustav. Apparently the game is awesome. I'm not a gamer. I have no idea. I haven't played it. The Daredevil Born Again star said during a panel at the Washington State SummerCon, he said he was in a studio for 4 hours maybe, and is quite surprised by how massively popular those 4 hours of work have become. It's always the things that you least expect. Like some of my most popular videos are the ones I didn't try hard on, and they just blow up. Gustav has become a fan favorite. All the expeditions have, really, and Cox is really dishing out his autograph for Gustav memorabilia. While he may not have been in the recording booth for long, Cox's work in the game is vital to the story. Yeah, we know. Imagine how talented you have to be to only record the game for 4 hours, and you get that quality of like voice acting. The pairing is way more responsive. Okay. I will say, like, I find it funny that some people are surprised that like he doesn't know that this game was gonna be big. One thing that, as someone who's worked in studios before, one thing you have to understand when you're working on like a project where you're under NDA, a lot of times you come in and it's on a case by case. It's basically what you need to know. So I guarantee you, it was just another job to him. He got picked up. They probably cut him a nice check. He came into the studio. They gave him a script and they said, this is the character. His name is Gustav. These are kind of his motivations. This is kind of his vibe. this is the way we kind of want you to deliver the lines, and that was it. They like it. I think people look at these situations and they think that like he was able to comb through the whole script. That's why he doesn't know anything about the game. He just came in and recorded his lines and left. Because you can't tell people too much. They might leak info. Unless you're like the star, then you might know a little bit more. You might work. Yeah, and then you might work on a project and it doesn't come out till I'll give you an example. I recorded a show 2 years ago. It just came out this month on Netflix. But I'm not promoting it because them niggas ain't paying me. They also use code names. Yeah, I have read a voice actor's commentary on the process, and cold reads are 90% of the gig. Yeah, I've been in these studios before. It's like, that's just how it is. It doesn't surprise me. I'm trying to give more context. Sometimes you just got to flow with it and you end up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if anything, everybody's talking about how talented Charlie Cox is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking that away from him. But I also want to add context to this conversation and state this also states how talented the studio is. Because now that I've explained it to y'all, a lot of time these actors just come in the studio and they deliver their lines based off what the director says. The point I'm trying to make is it also shows how talented the producers and the directors are on this game, because you have to be a strong director to guide the actor and bring out the best version of the character. Because a lot of times people will have ideas in their head and they don't know how to manifest or speak it. Because like you have to keep in mind, an idea is in your head and you can come up with a great idea, but being able to articulate that idea is a completely different skill. And that's the difference between a good director and a bad director. So also, I got to big up the studio because he came in the studio for 4 hours and they were able to direct him and create a fucking masterpiece. So give it up to Charlie Cox and give it up to the studio behind Expedition 33. Come on, a little positivity. So that's what I got for you.